to keep me from getting to you, babe. Remember the day I set you free? I told you you could always count on me. From that day on, yeah, then you can call me no matter where you are. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough, keep me from you. Ain't no valley hard enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough, keep me from you. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby. Oh, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby.
Hey everybody, my name's Bobby. Welcome to Mile High Church. Thank you so much for spending part of your weekend with us, especially if you're new. Our vision, Oneness Revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. Our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Before we get started today, we want to give you a look at a few things coming up around Mile High Church for you and your family. Expand your sense of belonging and deepen your connection to the Mile High community by becoming a member. We're offering an in-person and online class on March 23rd and 24th. And Michelle Medrano will lead a new class based on Brené Brown's book, Braving the Wilderness. Explore true belonging, authenticity, and courage starting April 3rd.
Have you ever noticed that one size definitely doesn't fit all and that not every strategy works for everybody? I think it's because we're all uniquely special. I am now an Enneagram instructor, certified even, offering an Enneagram workshop. And the Enneagram is a 9-point system that can help us discover more about what truly motivates us to be and do what we be and do in life. And if you want to know more about yourself, please join me for our upcoming Enneagram workshop.
For more information about anything you've heard today, stop by the Event Center or connect with us online at milehighchurch.org. And for those who didn't catch it, there's a monkey behind me.
Good morning, friends. Well, stand if you are able and sing. Move your body if you want to. I know you know this one. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love, then
Laura Berman, Tom Litch, Mile High Band. Get this dynamic duo today. Did we decide last service that you're Batman? Holy hole in a donut, Batman.
She's Batman. She's
Batman. Mile High Church, a wonderful place for spirituality, or odd Batman TV show references about Burt Ward from the 1960s. So we're so glad that you're here. Welcome to Mile High Church. Welcome to everyone watching online. Mile High Church here, we believe that you can experience God anywhere. That's why sometimes in our prayers we'll honor those who come together to worship God in a chapel, in a synagogue, in a mosque, and yet there's something extra special about experiencing the divine right here at Mile High Church, isn't there? We can welcome ourselves into our divinity. We can welcome one another into their divinity. And one of the things that makes us special here at Mile High Church is we're all here not just to worship the God of our own understanding, but because we want to live great lives. And there are tools and teachings here, I hope every week, that you get that help you live that great life. And so if that's what you're looking to do, you're in the right place. If you're new here, we have a vision and mission we love to read each week. It's coming up on the screens. If you want to say it along with me, it goes like this. Our vision, oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. So grateful for this service today, our wonderful music. We have a wonderful guest with us today. His name is Dr. Arthur Jones. Thank you for joining us, Arthur. Let's hear it for him. He'll be sharing the sermon with me today, the message. Dr. Michelle Medrano is going to be leading us in our prayer shortly. Good morning, Michelle. So let's call ourselves fully present right here and right now to make sure that we've made space this morning in our heart for spirit, for the sacred to whisper its truth to us, for God to tell us that right here and right now we're okay, just as we are.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence God is in this place. Surely the presence God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the rush of angels.
As we breathe in the very breath of life, we acknowledge that humans have joined together in prayer for eons. And we, like humans all across the globe through all times, take our place in that prayerful consciousness, feeling that connectedness with every walk of life and every faith tradition that has ever stopped for a moment to pray, every being from every faith tradition that has ever stopped for a moment to pray, and feel ourselves blessed to have this holy sacred moment, to acknowledge the infinite, the creator of this universe, the light and life that has imbued itself into and as all of creation. That includes each one of us in this prayerful moment, an opportunity to give thanks for the awareness of this and to lean into it consciously and conscientiously, allowing ourselves to breathe it in and feel it and sense it as the very life we are living, and to feel it as the very essence of that which has brought us here today, the continuation of our journey of seeking the beloved, seeking the divine, seeking an experience of it, the wisdom of it, seeking the connection. And as we continue to breathe consciously, we accept and affirm that right here and right now, that seeking is fulfilling itself through us and through this time that we share together. I declare and accept that whatever has brought us here today, whatever wisdom we seek, whatever breakthrough, whatever idea, whatever inspiration our soul deeply desires, is fulfilling itself through our presence here today. It may come in any form and fashion through this experience of spiritual community, yet it is ours. And that I claim and accept that each of us walks forth from this place feeling the fulfillment of that glorious desire within us to continue to experience the nature of the divine through us and as us, and fulfilling that desire for a deeper walk in life, a deeper sense of the living presence. And I'm so grateful that this is our truth right here and right now, and so grateful for the gifts that are given as we are in a receptive place to receive them and embrace them and be embraced by them. So grateful that this is fulfilled in us, through us, and as us right here and right now. And so in loving gratitude, we simply surrender this prayer into that law that makes it so. We let it be, we let it go, and so it is. Amen.
The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Any fool could do it. There ain't nothing to it. Nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill. And since we're on our way down, we might as well enjoy the ride. The secret of love is in opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid, but don't let that get in your way. Oh, everyone knows that love is the only road. And since we're only here for a while, why don't you give us your style? Yeah. Show us a smile. Isn't it a lovely ride? Gliding down, sliding down. Don't let it get too hard. It's just a lovely ride. Well, the thing about time is that time isn't really real. What does it mean for you? Oh, how does it make you the human race. Isn't it a lovely ride? Oh, slide down, gliding down. Don't let it get so hard. It's just a lovely ride. Isn't it a lovely ride? Oh, slide down, gliding down. Don't let it get too hard. It's just a lovely ride. Oh, oh. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time.
During March, our readings are being done by women. We represent the teenage young women of Mile High.
Today, we have a reading connected to the topic of the message and in honor of the divine feminine, a reading from a wise woman.
From our founder, Ernest Holmes, I believe that there is a power greater than we are, that heaven is within us, that every man has a divine pedigree. The divine mind has placed an inner guide at the center of everyone's being, an intuition which causes us to feel with complete certainty that everything will be all right, if we could but know the whole story and understand its meaning.
And from Maya Angelou, a woman in harmony with her spirit is like a river flowing. She goes where she will without pretense and arrives at her destination prepared to be herself.
Good job. I know a place where we can go to lay the troubles down, eating your soul. I know a place where mercy flows to take the stains, make them whiter than snow. Like a tide that is rising up deep inside a current that moves and makes you come alive. Living water that brings the dead alive. Oh, oh, oh. We're going down to the river, down to the river, down to the river to pray. Hey, hey, let's get washed by the water, washed by the water, and rise up in amazing grace. Let's go down, down, down to the river. Let's go down, down, down to the river. I've seen it move in my own life. Took me from dusty roads into paradise. All of my hurt, all of my shame, and drowned in seeds that'll make you born again. Like a tide, it is rising up from deep inside a current that moves and makes you come alive. Living water that brings the dead alive. Oh, oh, oh. We're going down to the river, down to the river, down to the river to pray. Hey, hey, let's get washed by the water, washed by the water, and rise up in amazing grace. Let's go down, down, down to the river. Let's go down,
Tom Litch. Thank you, Laura Berman, Randy, Bijou, Mike, Rob, the best. Thank you, Genevieve and Alina, for those awesome readings. Good to see you. A big topic to condense in 25 minutes this morning, but I endure to try. The meaning of life. And when beginning such a philosophical inquiry, I often like to start where most ministers do, the wise lads of Monty Python, who in the cult classic film, Monty Python and the Meaning of Life, finally reveal it to us. Try and be nice to people. Avoid eating fat. Read a good book every now and then. Get some walking in. And try and live together in peace and harmony with people of all creeds and nations. Yes. Wouldn't life be so much easier if we all agreed and practiced this meaning? Douglas Adams, a writer for Monty Python, became best known for a work called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And in that work, there's a little robot called Deep Thought, programmed with one purpose: to answer the question of life, the universe, and everything. And Deep Thought begins to calculate this, and it only takes him 7.5 million years. And so when he comes up with the answer, the world is very, very interested. Billions of people watching Deep Thought reveal the answer to the meaning of life. And Deep Thought shares that the answer is 42. A great message to us that perhaps the meaning of life is not something to be answered, but lived. Not something to be explained, but experienced. This is something the great Joseph Campbell taught, that the meaning of life is to live your adventure. He said, if there's a path in front of you, it's not your path. It's somebody else's path. Campbell was inspired by Arthurian legends, the knights of the round table who sat at a round table. Why? So they didn't bludgeon each other fighting for who got to sit at the head of the table. And Campbell theorized that in order to set forth on an adventure, each knight had to find the place in the forest that was most dark and in which no one had entered before. Campbell taught for decades at Sarah Lawrence College, an all-girls school, where he imparted his wisdom on how to live the hero's or the heroine's journey. And he shared that the saddest moments of his teaching career were when a young woman would come back and that spark for adventure was no longer in her eyes. And they both knew what had happened, that she had chosen a path that someone else wanted her to follow, be it a man or society or her parents, and lost that creative spark. Stephen Mitchell, a relationship therapist, said that one of the keys to long-lasting romance, and I think it's a key to living as well, is to recognize that creative tension between the desire for safety and the desire for adventure. That in all of our relationships, we want to feel safe and comfortable and familiar and at ease, but we also want romance, a spark, some sort of electricity. Honey, I'm not just the person who leaves the dishes in the sink. Have you seen I have very attractive knees? Plato knew this as well. He said that there are two types of love, philia and eros. Philia is familiar love. I love getting to be with you so much. I know you so well. You know me so well. We get along so well. I just can't believe it. Familiar love, philia. And then there's eros, romantic love, erotic love, adventurous love. Honey, you and I have been together for so long, and you are still an incredible mystery to me. Esther Perel, who's become the leading voice in our country and perhaps in the world on this topic of relationships, gives this relationship advice, but I want you to apply it not only to your relationships, but to your relationship with yourself and this thing called life. She said, I believe that separateness is a precondition for connection. If love is about having, desire is about wanting. It is stoked by mystery, distance, and the realization that we never own our partner. They are forever elusive, even while we claim to know them inside and out. We find the meaning of our lives, yes, as we maintain a sense of security and comfort and well-being for ourselves, but also by taking that risk, taking that step into a path that has not been bridged or created before. And in that, the meaning of life is revealed to us. For many of us, the meaning of life is all about love. It's all about love. As we love, the meaning of life is revealed. Charles Schulz, who invented the Peanuts characters, including Lucy, which means he invented practitioner Carol Buxton's alter ego, he said that happiness is anyone and anything that's loved by you. James Thurber, another great humorist, has my favorite definition of love. He says that love is what you've been through with somebody. Love is what you've been through with somebody. Kurt Vonnegut said the purpose of a human life is to love whoever is around to be loved. Love, I have learned in my life experience, is how the creative medium gets set into motion. All these other emotions that we might call negative emotions, they're not bad emotions, they just don't create life. Anger restricts life. Fear avoids life. Depression is an adversary to life. It is only through love that we set our creative lives into motion. And if you're feeling stuck in a relationship or in a circumstance or in a challenge, choose love, and love will move you in your life forward. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said that love is the sole principle of creation, and the person who does not have love at the center of their life has lost touch with the creative principle. As we love, the meaning of life is revealed, just as when we seek to experience and express God's love and presence is revealed in a wonderful and awesome way. Philosophers tell us so much about the meaning of life, and we can learn much about the meaning of life from psychologists as well. Those people we read or go to see to help us find and discover the meaning of our life. One version from Alfred Adler tells us that life has no meaning, that the meaning is totally reliant on the individual. I like this idea in the sense that I think we human beings are creatures of meaning. That's part of the magic of our soul, is we articulate meaning. And yet I disagree with Adler in the sense that I don't think we're separate from life. That's part of how we play and exist and co-create with this thing called life. We are creators of meaning. Whether we're revealing that meaning, discovering that meaning, inventing that meaning, or co-creating it with the divine power. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Not in nature, but in ourselves is all the beauty and worth we see." He's not saying nature isn't beautiful, but that's part of the human experience. That beauty must be seen. It must be witnessed. It must be articulated to be fully embodied. That's how sacred and important we are in this thing called life. The meaning of it is up to you, not to make up, but to co-create with that incredible power. One practice I like to engage in, and some of you know this about me, is I try to pick one experience each year that is a source of great meaning for me. It doesn't have to be the dramatic event or the big achievement. It can just be a moment that seeps meaning for my life. For example, October 2003. It's just a few weeks from my 23rd birthday. The night my girlfriend and I officially broke up. We had met when we were teenagers and chased after each other for a couple years, had a mini romance, and didn't speak for 3 years, which in young adult years is 10 years. And we reconnected and we quickly fell in love. We moved in together for 2 years, which in young adult years is 25 years. And I didn't realize how good I had it. I think I had just started ministerial school, and so I think she was really questioning if she wanted to follow this New Age hippie on whatever path he was, and where would that lead, and what would that mean for her. And so I moved out. And it's the last night because I'm getting the last of my things, and we sit down and we're talking, and I'm just so upset. I see the specialness of our relationship and don't want to give up on it. I feel like I'm just a statistic going through the motions of another relationship that didn't work out, and I'm carrying this. I'm holding this small glass, and I've got to do something to represent this anger, and I'm not proud of it, but I throw it across the room, and it shatters all over the floor. And we're quiet for about 60 seconds. And then I get up. I'm sorry, I'll go get it. No, I'll get it. No, I'll get it. Let me. No, I'll get it. And we sweep up this broken glass symbolizing our relationship into the dustpan and put it into the sanctuary of a dumpster. As I'm walking out on the porch, she says to me, "Josh, when it's nighttime and it's quiet and I'm holding you, I love you more than anything." What a thing to say when someone's shutting a door in your face. For several years, I thought that was just her nice way of saying she liked me best when I was asleep. But over time, I've come to realize that it's one of the most sacred and romantic things that anyone ever said to me. Can I tell you every aspect of meaning that this circumstance taught me? No, but that's the great thing about the meaning of life, is when we can view it from multiple perspectives at different times and points of our own growth and awareness, and receive newfound and profound meaning. But you're not going to get it if you're not looking for it. You're not going to get the meaning if you're not listening to your life. You're not going to get the meaning that is available to you so deep that we could never fully comprehend it unless we do that work in our own consciousness and take the time to mine that beautiful and precious meaning. Another psychologist, Abraham Maslow, said that the meaning of life is in self-actualization. What he means is if you're a writer, you better write. If you're a musician, you better play. If you're a painter, you better paint. Discover that art that is being who you are in your living, and commit to it so fervently that not only will you achieve self-actualization, but that very self-actualization will reveal to you the meaning of your very life and existence itself. Another great psychologist, Carl Rogers, said that the key is to accept ourselves not as products, but as processes. Not as fixed, but as fluid. When we make ourselves fixed, when we consider ourselves always the same, we put ourselves in a box. We lose who we really are and what we really mean. But when we embrace that there is this changeless reality in us, but that we continue to grow and expand and change and transmute, and we become malleable to this thing called life. The meaning of life not only is something that we find all around us, but it grows and expands and can be accepted within us. Viktor Frankl said that there are 3 ways that we experience meaning. I'm paraphrasing them. The first is by serving a cause greater than ourselves. Can you resonate with that? The meaning of life comes to you when you serve a cause greater than yourself. I am so grateful and so thankful when I think about all the people who serve at Mile High Church in so many different capacities. And for me, it's a wonderful source of the meaning of my life to serve in this incredible spiritual community. The second way to experience meaning is by loving somebody. Just loving somebody. Think about the people in your life who you have had the honor of putting their needs above your own. There's all the meaning I need. Getting to be a dad to 2 wonderful children has given me the meaning of my life. How wonderful. The third way to experience meaning, Frankl tells us, is through suffering, through challenges, through tragedy, through struggle. Not that these things are the meaning of life, but they can help us transcend the meaning of life by helping us to realize that there is a power in us that is always greater than any challenge that may be taking place around us. That inner resilience, that inner light, the truth of our individuality and the truth of our humanity, struggles and challenges bring forth. I can think of no greater example of that than when we think of those early enslaved Americans who didn't identify or weren't allowed to identify as American yet, who lived through the time of slavery and yet invented and discovered and created such beauty and meaning in their mysticism and spirituality. As you've heard me on some past Sundays, we have a class coming up on the spirituals, and the author of the book for the class called Wade in the Water is teaching the class, and he's here with us this morning as well. And so please join me in welcoming Dr. Arthur Jones. Arthur, I'm so glad that you're with us today. And, speaking of the meaning of life, I'm wondering if you could share a little bit with us about the meaning that these early Americans discovered and its meaning to you and in your life.
Right. Thank you, Josh. And thank you all for having me here today. Your mention of Viktor Frankl is particularly important in terms of what I have to say here, because there's some parallels between Viktor Frankl, who spent a lot of his time in a concentration camp in Nazi Germany, and yet was able to figure out a way to write about meaning out of that experience. There are parallels to the lives of the enslaved Africans who, against their will, had to serve in this institution that we call chattel slavery for nearly 250 years. And yet, they did some amazing things, not the least of which was creating a whole body of music that survives today. They had some preparation for that because in the cultures from which they came in Africa, there were 3 things that were taught to them that were really important about what it means to be a human being in the world. One was the importance of music for everything you do. From the time you get up in the morning to the time you go to sleep, for every function, for eating, for celebrating important occasions, for welcoming visitors, for doing all kinds of things. Music had always, and particularly singing, had to be there. The second thing was the importance of experiential spirituality, that you find your connection to the divine not through creeds or rules, but through your own personal experience of God. And the third thing was the idea that your own personal identity is tied to the identity of the group and the connection to the group. There's a famous phrase from an East African philosopher named Jung and Maslow that I like to quote a lot. It is, I am because we are, and since we are, therefore I am. In other words, that I cannot think of myself as separate from the group, but also the group cannot think of itself as separate from me, that we have this reciprocal relationship that we have with each other. And so in slavery, they found that these things that they had been taught in their initial cultures and was passed on for generation to generation during the slave period, that they could really draw on this in a way that wasn't possible maybe in their homeland. Because what they discovered was that during a time of deep personal and collective crisis is when we really do figure out what it is that's important. And for them, they did it partially through the songs that they created, which also motivated them and supported them in their fight for justice, their fight for freedom. And these songs that have survived up until today, many of them have, a lot of them have been lost, survived up until today, tell us a lot about what it means to be human, about what it means to be connected to each other, what justice means, what freedom means. And I have found in my own life a lot that I can draw on from these songs. And part of it, I can just tell you very briefly, came from a personal experience that I had when I turned 41. It was 1987. I had achieved all kinds of things that I never thought were possible for me. I had become a very successful psychologist as a practitioner and also academic. And I thought I knew everything. I thought I was on top of the world. I had, and I had a specialty in African American psychology, and I was recognized as a person who knew a lot about this. But I also had to admit to myself that I was feeling really down. Was experiencing a malaise that I didn't understand. And so I entered into a Jungian psychoanalysis, which includes drawing on your dreams to figure out kind of what your purpose is in life. And all of a sudden, during that time, I started having all these dreams about music. And to make a long story short, I realized I had to be singing again, because it really reminded me of a time when I was in high school in New York City, where I was also feeling a similar kind of malaise. I was really sort of like a fish out of water in the environment that I was living in. And what really gave me meaning during that time was singing in the all-city high school chorus in New York City. And I just couldn't wait each week for the time that we would have our rehearsals on Saturday morning. And so I realized I had to be singing again. And in that process of starting to sing again, I found my way into these Negro spirituals. And before I knew it, I was immersed in them, and I wrote this book, Wade in the Water, The Wisdom of the Spirituals, to share what I was learning. And the process of writing that book was amazing, because it wasn't like the other academic writing that I had done. It was a book that was coming through me. The words were coming through me. And so 1993, that book was published, and then I ended up actually spending all my time thinking about these songs and singing the songs. And I started a nonprofit and started teaching courses that connected my students to the learnings that came out of these songs. And then now here we are now, more than 30 years after that book was published. I decided that I needed to do a revised edition, because I felt that these songs also had a lot to teach us about all the issues that we're dealing with today in our fractured political environment, in a time where we are finding that good people on two sides of an issue or whatever are hating each other for no reason, and that the songs have a lot to teach us. And so in the seminar, I'll be sharing some of this with you and also involving those of you who are in it in ways that you can learn from the songs about things that are important in your life. And so just to end this little kind of sharing that I have right now, I'd like to invite you all to stand because I want you to sample a little bit of a song and think about what this kind of song would mean for you. It's a song that's called The Welcome Table. It goes like this. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days, hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. So one of the things to think about in this song, and we're just gonna sing through that phrase once or twice, is a little pause that is between the welcome and the table when you first sing it. So it's the welcome, and there's a pause, table, because that little bit of syncopation does something to the song. We'll be talking about this in the class, but it's an important part of what the song brings to you. So let's sing it together. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days, hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. One more time now. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days, hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Thank you.
Thank you, Arthur. It's amazing how when we listen to our dreams and they help us discover an important part of the meaning of our lives, it assists us in helping others find the meaning of theirs. Yes, it's such an honor to have you here today. Thank you, Arthur. Class starts March 25th, and the book is in the bookstore as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So just 3 points before closing this morning. 3 things to remember. 1, the meaning of life is up to you. What I mean by that is that it's not yours to make up. It's not whatever you choose it to be. What I mean is that life needs you to articulate the meaning of life, to experience the meaning of life, to bask and be blessed and have epiphanies within the meaning of life. And that this is the very meaning of our own existence. 2nd, the meaning of life includes dying. It includes death. And yet meaning is something eternal. It's something that always is. And in facing our own mortality or dealing with the mortality of those that we love, it is most essential to remember that meaning never dies. As Socrates once said, people talk about death like it's a great curse, but how do they know that, in fact, it may be life's greatest blessing? Lastly, find meaning through embracing the adventure of your life. Comfort and ease are wonderful things. Safety and sanctuary, wonderful and essential things. But so is living fully. And living fully means challenges, it means trials, it means obstacles, it means little failures. But what it also means is finding the very heart of your life, the very purpose of your path, and indeed the very meaning of your life. So going into prayer this morning, I invite any of our incredible prayer practitioners who want to stand and join me. They're available for prayer after service. Just focusing on that place not only of unity and oneness within us, but also that place of grand uniqueness. A place where each of us has an ongoing relationship with Sacred Spirit, with Mother, Father, God, with the very truth of our beingness. Let us open our heart, creating room for the sacred to speak. It may not speak in words. It may speak in feeling and images, in a depth of understanding. Allowing the Spirit to announce itself in our heart, we embrace not only our unity with all of life, but our sacred and anointed uniqueness. And in this practice, in this experience, we set forth in that adventure called our everyday life, with a willingness not to see things the same old way, but to see things renewed, refreshed, not only all around us, but the sacredness of our very vision creates healing, love, harmony, reconciliation, and joy. Remembering all of those who have given themselves to that inner liberty, that realization of freedom and of a divine love. We are all part of the story of God's meaning in this thing called life. May we embrace it. May we embody it. May we accept a spirit of play and creativity. And with full seriousness, live emphatically and with that clarity of that divine unity and uniqueness within us. We let it be, we let it become, and so it is. Amen.
The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Any fool can do it. Oh, there ain't nothing to it. Nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill. Since we're on our way down, we might as well enjoy the ride. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time.
Laura Berman, beautiful. We're now going to move into our time of offering. I'm so grateful to each of you for financially supporting Mile High Church. Viktor Frankl was once asked by a student what the meaning of his own life was, and he invited the student to guess, and the student said, to help other people find their meaning. And he said, "You're correct." And I want you to know that every dollar you give to Mile High Church, that's what we do, is we help people find the meaning in their lives, whether it's through the incredible music ministry, the youth programs we create, the wonderful programs and classes, the Sunday services. I'm so grateful that we create this sanctuary of meaning for people to find their meaning and to live it with greater clarity and wonder. So thank you for all that you give. I invite you to take your gift. However you give it, we will all bless it together right here and right now by saying our offering affirmation, which goes like this. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, knocked down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top, oh, in June. I say that's life.
That's life.
And as funny as it may seem, some people get the kicks stomping on your dream. But I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world keeps spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. But I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life.
That's life.
And I can't deny it. I've thought of quitting, baby, but my heart won't buy it. And if there's nothing shaking this here July, I'm gonna jump on a big bird and then I'll fly. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, but I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. And I can't deny it. Oh, I've thought of cutting out, but my heart won't buy it. But if there's nothing shaking this here July, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and die. Oh my.
Our music director, Mr. Tom Litch. Yeah, that's life. Woo, thank you. Hey, if you are brand new to our community, maybe it's your first, second, or third visit with us, and you've yet to stop by our visitor center. It's right in the middle of the lobby. There are wonderful people there who'll be happy to greet you, answer any questions you have, and they have a lovely little packet that you can take home that also doubles as a backpack. No one's ever showed you that, have they? It's very convenient, so please stop by and pick one up. And we are grateful that you are with us. We love to have first-time guests here. Thank you for visiting with us.
Thank you, Michelle. Patty and Samir, we're so grateful for the spring equinox event that you're facilitating for us today.
Yeah. Yes, we invite you all over into the vote right after this incredible message and time together to celebrate the spring equinox. And Samira has her bowls. She's going to be playing them. And we have a special gift for all of you. We have a special blessing also.
Beautiful. No, I hope you'll join us just right over there in the vote. And water, sacred water. That's our theme.
Wonderful. And you've got an interfaith field trip coming up?
Yes, and actually we are also going this Friday to the Denver Coliseum for an interfaith field trip to the Denver Powwow. And we're going to meet at 6:45 where they sell the tickets right inside there. And we're going to be there for the grand entry and the March In of the Nations.
Yeah, so you want to be there for 7 o'clock for that grand entry. It's the biggest powwow in the United States, and you will love it.
Thank you so much. I'll be out with Arthur, if you want to say hi to him after service. I do want to thank Caroline Turner of our Diversity and Belong Initiative, who serves with Arthur on Together Colorado, for introducing me and introducing Arthur to all of us. So thank you, Caroline. And again, it's a great opportunity to sign up for a class. It's not too late for Rendezvous with God. You saw in the video announcements, great stuff coming up. And the spirituals class starts March 25th. So with that, if you'd like to stand, we'll say a benediction and we'll sing our peace song. So repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, body, and all that I do. I give thanks for it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life.
Stomping on your dream. But if there's nothing shaking this here your life, I'm gonna